We are back live again. Yeah. Okay, we are back live again. Sorry about that, people. There was just a quick little situation with the modem resetting itself. But now we are back. So let me get myself back into the chat. All right. Here we are. Okay,
and we're back.
Now where were we?
Should I share this one, or will it just pick up in the?
Share it. Share it. Yeah.
So where we were is I was ranting and cussing up and down a storm about BYU being a bunch of bitches and not taking the game against Washington. So, I mean, bottom line is don't sit there and complain about where your ranking's at when you had a chance, to make a statement for yourself, and you didn't do it. I mean, yeah, you're 9-0, and you've accepted a game against Coastal Carolina this weekend, who's also a not top ranked, but they are a ranked team. Mm-hmm. So it's a battle of two teams who are 9-0. But there's a massive difference when you have a win on your schedule against Coastal Carolina as opposed to a Washington Husky team who is a part of a Power 5 conference and who has been known to be a fairly decent football team. Mm-hmm. So, but I mean, bottom line is this: if Ohio State plays their last two games against Michigan State and the team up north and they win, they go and they play in the Big Ten championship. If they win that, there's not going to be an argument that they are one of the top four teams. Now their defense needs some work. Obviously, everybody who watches that knows that. But you know what? They're young.
Ohio State's defense needs some work.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I wouldn't say, I'll say the defense as a whole, but the main part is the secondary. I think our front four is okay. Our linebackers are okay. But, I mean, defense as a whole, but they're young. It's going to come with some time, more game refs. And let's be honest, this is a very weird football season.
Extremely weird.
So, me personally, I think that's why Ohio State has kind of looked the way they have the last two games. There's no rhythm. And, you're used to, you play a game on Saturday. My guess is you're off Sunday, Monday. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you're in pads. Mm-hmm. Friday, walkthrough. And then, boom, game Saturday. You get in that rhythm, you know what I'm saying? And their rhythm, and all these teams' rhythms, were kind of thrown off.
Yeah, but it's all out of whack right now.
Even the Big Ten more than anybody, because they had just, they said, fuck it, we're not having a season, And then there was guidelines about when these guys could practice. So you know what I'm saying? You get in a rhythm, and that rhythm is just it's not there. You can see it.
I feel like with all sports, it's not there. Like
it's a weird rhythm year for sports in general. But I think Pun also made a very good point that what was that, 2 weeks ago? Might have been 2 weeks ago. About I just lost my total train of thought. Gone. Oh, yeah.
Seems like your rhythm was a little off too this season.
It's garbage.
So, Pun, do you remember what it is that you said?
I remember what I told him the other night when he texted me and said something about our season being over.
Oh, Pun nail on the head. I think they get bored. Like they went up 35-7 against Indiana, and everybody's like, "Oh God, they let them come back in the game." But I mean, here's the thing: for a quarter and a half, I mean, they ran wild on them, and it's like, do they look at it as, okay, I'm bored now?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't do that because
let them score a couple so we can have a game.
That'll bite you in the ass eventually.
100%.
But I think that's where they're at. I think they're out of rhythm, and I think they're a little bored. But bottom line is they play these last two games and go to the Big Ten Championship and win. They're in no matter what.
And so the next game is against the team up north.
No, the next game is this Saturday's game is against Michigan State, and then next week's would be against the team up north.
Okay, so the two northern teams are the next two games.
Yeah. And it's like any other season, I wouldn't have said that, but like this one, it's the only thing that makes sense.
It's so weird.
Knowing how good Ohio State is.
Yeah.
Like their secondary is young. And they need experience. Mm-hmm. Like they have the skill, but you could tell it's just experience that they're missing plays. They're missing assignments. But it's like
There's no rhythm.
There's no
None.
explanation other than they're just getting bored and taking the foot off the gas because the offense is still there. And like you could tell those guys are like, hey, we scored 35 points. Let's take a break.
You guys should kind of take it from here.
You could almost see it on the offense's, like the players' faces on the offense. Like, hey, we got this game.
Like it was.
We're not going to score no more unless we have to, because that's what happens. Like Indiana scored 3 touchdowns. It was 35-28.
It was 7-7, and then it was we had 3 or 4 offensive series, and then it was touchdown, 28-7 going into half. Come out of halftime, 3 plays touchdown. You're up 35-7. It's like it was just snowball.
Yeah,
like 4 touchdowns instantaneously. When they wanted to. It was like they go out there and go, okay, we're going to get a touchdown in 4 plays. Go. 4 plays later.
As soon as they felt like it, they just did.
Yeah. Right. That's like you said, the offense.
Like, hey, they're catching up a little bit.
Right?
We need y'all to go score a couple touchdowns.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
It's almost what it is. It's like the coach is on the side like, yo, hey, our defense is struggling right now. And then it's like the offense like, we got you. We're scoring another one. Because they'll literally go out.
And score.
And score in like 3 plays.
Yeah. That's what they did. It got close, and boom, they went out, scored a touchdown.
Yeah.
Now, is that just good coaching, or
no? I think honestly, I think it's. I think Pun nailed it on that. I think it's boredom, and I think it's rhythm. I really do. I'm talking
about them being just able to just go out there and score at will. Is that coaching, or is that just
that's just talent?
Yeah,
it's talent.
I mean, the Ohio State too, but it's coaching, play calling, and talent. I think it's a combo. I mean, this week's game will be interesting. Our coach is out. He has the germ. He tested positive.
Really?
So. He's out until at least he'll be back for the Team Up North game, because protocol for the coaches is 10 days with 3 negative tests. So if they quarantine for 10 days, they have 3 consecutive negative tests in a row. They're good to come back on the sideline.
So he'll probably be back for the.
He should be back for the Team Up North game if it happens.
Think he'll be able to coach remotely or something like that? No, that's not allowed.
I mean, if you're a coach at these top universities.
Sure, he's going to have some kind of.
He'll have some kind of.
He'll be on the phone with someone.
Yeah, he'll have connection somehow.
Yeah, the only thing I'm worried about is, he calls our plays.
Yeah,
that's the only. He calls the offense.
Okay,
so that's the only thing I'm a little worried about is he calls the offense. Not that Larry Johnson couldn't do it.
No,
and I think these guys at these universities that are this high a level of football and this elite, anybody in our coaching staff, so your assistant head coach or your coordinators, I think they can do it. Because I think what's going to happen, I think obviously Ryan Day has drawn up a plan for this game. And it's basically go out, call these plays on these downs in this situation. If they execute, you're going to fucking win.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it.
I think, because see, like, it was weird that, not that he shouldn't have been, because I think the dude should be a head coach anyways, but I'm glad he's at Ohio State. But it's weird that when your head coach is not coaching, it's weird not to have either the defensive coordinator or offensive coordinator as the head coach then.
Yeah.
So
we went straight to our defensive line coach.
Oh.
That's Larry Johnson.
He's the best in the country.
He's best in the country.
At that position. At that position.
Ohio, he's so good at his job, and it's just like an assistant coach. Like he's the head defensive line coach.
Right.
But he's so good at his job that as a position coach, he's making just as much as some head coaches.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's how much Ohio State wants to keep him at Ohio State.
Wow.
Yeah. Like all he does is turn out first round picks in the NFL.
Stupid.
How long has he been there?
At Ohio State, he's been there for, I think, 8.
I think it's 8 years.
8 years.
I mean, we have the magic at our fingertips. So this guy is literally like that good.
He's the best of the best.
Yeah.
Kids who didn't consider Ohio State going, they turn into 3-star, 4-star prospects in high school. I mean, they'll come and visit Ohio State solely for him,
just to get some knowledge,
from him. And I mean, some kids end up choosing Ohio State because of him.
Oh, wow.
He's that good. He is that good.
Damn. I wonder what it is about. Like some coaches just have that magic.
They just have it.
It's like that Disney. It's like that Disney movie magic where
it's
like
crazy.
Just because it is coach, like
it's nuts, dude.
Everything turns around. Did you find something there, Pun?
14 seasons.
14.
Yeah. So he's been
Okay.
with Ohio
14.
State,
Yeah, so he's been there for a hot minute.
yeah.
He's
Actually,
been-
it may be longer than that. Hold on.
Oh, it might be
This is all-
longer.
Yeah, this is all. Let me find a different.
But I mean, who knows? We'll see what happens in the next week or so. We'll know if we're playing that game up north probably by Tuesday.
I think it'd be
2014. 2014.
24
6 years.
seasons.
So he's been with us for 6 years.
6 years. Okay. I feel like from a monetary standpoint, it's kind of, important to have that game.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
It's
You know
very.
what I mean?
It's important for college football, but in a year that's been so fucking weird, and it's mind-boggling that I'm going to even say this right now.
Yeah.
It doesn't. I'm nowhere near as excited for that game as I am normal years.
No, because it should have been this past weekend.
You know what I'm saying? It's
True.
just-
True.
but it's just the way the whole season is played out. It's like I was so excited to play, and now it's like we might not play that game, and I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like the excitement is there, but it's kind of just it's dulled.
Like this is going to be a selfish reason.
It's there, but it's subdued.
Very.
It's going to be a selfish reason.
Okay.
But for this game, I want their fans in the stands when we kick the shit out of them.
Yeah. I mean, it'd
Damn.
be awesome.
That's cold-blooded, man.
And I'm usually not that guy with the rivalry because it is a rivalry game.
yeah.
Like
for
I
sure,
respect
for
it.
sure. Yeah.
Like I'm always the one that's like, yo, even the last 2 years when we steamrolled them by like 30 points, going into that game, I'm like, yo, it's still the team up north.
yeah.
It's still a rivalry. You have to respect them.
Right. Right.
This year, because of what they were doing in the offseason,
What were they? Wait. What were
So
they?
they run in their mouth.
Talking
I mean,
nonsense.
just,
Oh, really?
just
like,
running mouth.
talking nonsense.
Every
Like we haven't
week,
beat them
this and that,
the last
this
20
and that.
years.
Good grief.
And so so this year, like it's not going to be the same because I want to see your fans crying when you get 100 hung on you.
Damn.
Which could happen this year.
Which
And
could
honestly,
happen
if
this
it does, if they don't play the game, it could possibly happen next year.
Yeah.
Man.
But that's what it is.
That's whew.
Because future's looking bright at Ohio State.
It
not
is.
just because I'm a fan.
It is.
Oh,
We are
it's-
on the verge of having the best recruiting class ever in 2022.
They are the real deal.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Like ever. In the history of recruiting, right now, it could be the best recruiting class ever.
It's the real deal, dude.
That is.
Because now
That's kind of deep.
you got one of the kids that's already committed for 2022. He said that. He's like,
Yeah, he said
him
mentioned
and the
it.
guys that already committed, they want to make it the best recruiting class ever. So they're getting other kids to be like, yo, come to Ohio State. Because they want it to be the best recruiting class ever.
Like Cam said,
It's the real deal.
it's a real deal.
Yeah.
Speaking of the real deal.
Boom, segue.
Yes, sir. Speaking of the real deal, how about these brownies, man?
Looking like it.
It's something like. Definitely
It is.
something like.
Definitely something to be good, happy about.
I mean, if not the real deal, definitely real deal adjacent
It's
at the very least. I mean,
They're-
Look,
as someone who doesn't know much about, this great game of the ball day foot,
I like that. Ball day foot.
ball day foot. When I watch them, I'm like, yeah, they got some losses, but they like to me,
Yeah.
and I'm DJing, during the game, so I'm obviously down there watching, but I'm like, man, I feel like it's a great time to be a Browns fan right now. Like
It
it's
is.
a great time, great time. If it wasn't for the germ going on in the situation, it's a great time to be in the city because they look good and they have losses and the losses have been, but they, for the most part, I mean, it's a winning season right now.
And this is going to sound really weird coming from me. But you know what? Yeah, like, look.
You got to be happy.
Okay,
about it
we
right now.
haven't beaten, quote unquote, a good team, I guess.
Right.
Which actually we have because
We beat
Indianapolis is
well, they're
looking
tied
like
with us
Yeah, they're tied with us. So
at 8-3.
Okay.
they're
So that is a massive quality win
Yes.
for us.
so it's like instead of being pessimistic, right?
Yeah,
I
pessimistic.
think I'm
is
going
the
to be
word, yeah.
optimistic.
Yeah.
Okay.
I kind of like as the year went on, I was like, look, you know what? We haven't had a team like this since
In a
I was like in
long
grade
time.
school,
It's been like 20-some years,
since
right?
before we left.
That's what people were telling me. Like
So-
since like the 80s or something like that, there hasn't been a team like this.
94
Really?
was the last time we had a team. That's
So it's
this
like-
good.
look, they're taking care of their schedule.
Right.
Okay, they didn't beat Baltimore and Pittsburgh, but they have a chance to do that because they still have to play them again.
Yeah.
They have a chance this week to beat another first-place team, Tennessee.
Yeah. I mean, they have an opportunity.
So the opportunities are there to now prove that, hey,
you're legit.
okay, the first half of our schedule is kind of a cakewalk.
Right.
Minus Baltimore and Pittsburgh. But now, so they took care of that. I mean, you can't play anybody else than what's on your schedule.
Right.
So it's like, it's not their fault. Some of the teams were bad.
I feel like you also can't really catch hate for losing to an undefeated team. You know what I'm saying? Like, you lost to an undefeated team. It's like, okay, so did everyone else. So,
exactly.
You know.
Yep. So, and even now, Baltimore,
I mean, Baltimore
you could win that game because they don't look great right now.
No.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's
what's going on with them? Because weren't they looking like amazing like a little bit ago?
Dude, start of the year they were pegged to be in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Oh.
And now I don't
even know if they'll make the playoffs depending on how they finish.
Like, what happened? Did they just start losing games?
They're okay. Lamar Jackson is a phenomenal player.
Mm-hmm.
But if he's not doing his thing, if teams shut him down,
That's it.
they have no offense.
They're almost one-dimensional.
Yeah, they're one-dimensional. They're Lamar Jackson. That's it. So it's like
the Baltimore Lamars.
Yeah, if they run into a team like Pittsburgh who knows how to take that weapon away, this is the Baltimore you get.
Okay.
It's just they're not great. Their defense is good, but the defense is going to need the offense to help you.
Right.
Sometimes.
I mean, I feel like it's kind of always in. It's just like the defense kind of. The offense and the defense should be helping each other.
But if the defense is getting you the ball back and you're just like, hey,
and you're not doing
giving
anything
it right
with
back.
Yeah.
Right.
Like but yeah, so they run through Lamar Jackson. If Lamar Jackson doesn't have a good game, Baltimore loses.
Well, damn. What is their record right now? They're
6-4.
6-4?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So
wait, does the Browns have a better record?
yeah,
Browns are 8-3.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
There you have that.
But we also got steamrolled by them.
But I agree with Plun's point. I think I think the Browns have a legitimate shot at beating Baltimore.
Yeah, oh yeah. I think we have a legitimate shot at beating Pittsburgh.
I think the Browns, I wasn't a massive fan when they picked Stefanski out, but I think they finally have found their coach. These coaching brigades they've fucking gone through for the last 10 years, one coach 1 year and then one coach for a year and a half. And then I think they found their
new
guy.
coach. Like every year to 2 years, there was a new coach.
This was the thing, though. He could have very easily been Freddie Kitchens.
Very.
Because all Freddie Kitchens had to do was understand what the strength of this team was.
That's it.
Offensive line and running game.
And he came in and
this
he understood
dude tried to make Baker Mayfield into Tom Brady.
You got to roll with what you got.
He's like, look, I was a Baker guy. Still am. He's got some things he needs to work on. He knows that.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't make him get there quicker.
No.
Yeah.
By forcing him to.
No. Right.
So, yeah, you had Odell. You had Jarvis last year. There was no need for you to be a passing team still.
Right.
You should have. That offense still should have ran through Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt.
Right.
And they didn't.
And no, because we would be sitting there watching games and they'd be like, oh, yeah, this is Nick Chubb time.
No.
And this dude just passing the
it.
ball like it's freaking backyard football.
Pocket passing, taking sacks.
Like, what is going on?
But now they're playing differently.
Coach,
they're running it more.
Kevin Stefanski knows what's the strength of this team is.
He knows how to use the guys the way they should be used.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Baker Mayfield is not a pocket passer. He is a play action outside the pocket passer.
Really quick, fellas. My mom is in the chat.
Hello, Mom.
What up, Mom?
Shout out to Mom Dukes. What up, Mom? And she said, "What?" I don't know which part she's saying what to. Clearly something that y'all said. So believe it or not, my mom is a huge sports fan.
Oh,
like my mom is very knowledgeable when it comes to sport. I don't know what happened to me. I don't know what happened to me. The apple fell a little far from the tree on that one. Oh man, so basically, even with all those weapons in the passing game, they're a running team.
For sure.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
because I mean, Nick Chubb is one of what
He's a top
Top-
five running
top
back.
five running
in the
back,
NFL,
and Kareem
period.
Hunt
hands down,
is
is not far behind.
easily top 10. He was a top 5.
Kareem Hunt's a decent receiver. I've saw a couple times
that's
that
what I
Baker
mean.
threw
Like,
the ball
he's-
to him.
Kareem
Before his situation
Yeah.
Yeah.
that happened,
Mhm.
we all know what happened. He was the running back in the league.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
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 He
If
was
he
the
could
running
start
back in
on
the
any
league.
other team.
it wasn't
Yeah.
for that situation, he'd be a Super Bowl champion right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
he'd be starting on any other team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a starter. He's a starting running back.
Is he not starting
no,
for
Nick
the Browns?
Chubb.
No, Nick Chubb's our starter.
Oh, Chubb's. So is there only one run? There's only one running back on at a time?
Well, you could have both on the field,
Right.
Oh, okay.
but on the depth chart, Nick Chubb's the starter.
is the
Yeah.
starter. And then
So it's
Chubb
kind of
comes
like
in.
1A, 1B though with
Okay.
us.
But that speaks volumes of what kind of what the situation that Kareem Hunt had happened to him humbled him, because for him to be a starter on Kansas City, who is now a top tier team, okay, they let him go.
Mhm.
The Browns took a chance on him.
Yep.
And said, hey, listen, you're not going to be the starter.
Okay.
Okay. And for him to accept that and swallow that is a tough pill, because he was a starter
was
and
a
a
starter.
top 5
Yeah.
back
Yeah.
in the NFL.
Honestly, I felt like he just wanted to win.
I think he just wanted to be able to play football.
Yeah, I think that's
be able to play and then
And somebody gave him a chance, and the
and it
fact
happened
that
to be his home.
his hometown
Yeah.
gave him a chance, he's like, listen, I'm not going to fuck this up, i.e. Josh Gordon, who the Browns gave 400 fucking chance to and still fucked
That was
up.
a lot of fucking chances. Smoking
Which,
weed.
side note, he got reinstated today.
He did.
Oh, did he?
He did.
Who's he playing for?
The Seahawks.
Yeah.
That's a decent
Which-
team.
Which is scary as
If
fuck.
he okay.
Wait, isn't weed
Please.
legal out there?
No, hold on. Yes, it's
Yeah.
very legal.
I think he might be all right.
But no, because it's still not legal in the NFL.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It doesn't matter what state you live in. It's yeah.
See.
If he finally understands that it's an IQ test with him,
Yeah.
that could be the most dangerous passing game
In football.
in football.
Really?
Because you have DK Metcalf, who is freaking literally,
a gorilla.
he's 6'4".
He's built like Chet Congo
Yeah.
and
But
plays wide
Oh,
receiver.
wow.
But runs
Oh, wow.
like Usain Bolt.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Jeez.
He runs a 4.40 and he's built like Chet Congo. And
Remember
plays wide
the
receiver.
remember the video I showed you of the defensive back? He picked up the fumble and was running.
Yeah,
There
yeah.
was nobody by him, and then all of a sudden you see that dude catch up and tackle him at the goal line.
That's
Oh,
it.
yeah.
That was DK Metcalf, who
Jesus.
chased him down from like 40 yards.
Jeez.
So like he's 6'4", 2 something, could run
Yeah.
like the wind. Josh Gordon is
Is-
6'4", 2 something,
Mm-hmm.
could
And
run like the wind.
it was at one point was one of the fastest wide receivers in the NFL.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
So you have if he please, I'm actually hoping this happens.
Turn your mic a little bit. There you go.
Sorry. So like if
Well, I
he-
mean, if you were going to lean over there, you got to turn it towards you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So like if he finally
Gets his shit together.
that Super Bowl,
Oh, okay.
them and the Chiefs,
Yeah. Wow. Fuck, dude.
maybe Pittsburgh. I don't know. I
don't
still
know.
think the Chiefs are a little better, but
I don't. I see the Chiefs being better.
yeah.
Back to the
so
Brownies.
speaking, yeah, I was about to say,
Oh, yeah.
back to these,
Back to the Brownies.
the real deal of the Browns. So what do they? So for the rest of the season, I know they have a game against Baltimore, game against Pittsburgh,
They play Tennessee this weekend.
Tennessee this
They play the
weekend.
Giants
And the Jets.
and the Jets.
Oh, that's not.
So, I mean, here's the thing: you will see if the Browns are real or not.
Yeah.
The
Mhm.
next
Well,
5
at
games.
least 2 weeks because we play.
You're gonna see
Tennessee,
what
Baltimore
you're gonna
next
see what
too.
kind of team they are Sunday. They go into Tennessee. It's a road game.
Okay.
Mhm.
Against a team who they're fighting with.
Yep.
For playoff position.
Oh, are they?
Mhm.
Now, are people going to be pissed off if they lose? Yeah. But take this for what it's worth. If they go out there and they compete and they lose, it is totally different than going out there and just getting beat like they did against Pittsburgh and Baltimore.
blown out.
If you're going
Yeah.
out there and competing and Tennessee just beat you because they're a better football team right now, you take that
Or
because
even
guess
if they had
what?
the ball last.
or even if they had the ball
Yeah.
last, whatever
Yeah.
the case is. If you go out there and you play 4 quarters of football and compete and you lose, and you're 8-4, guess what? You take that and you use that.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to beat the Giants and you're going to beat the Jets. You should.
You
The Jets haven't
you
won a
should.
fucking game all year. They're 0-11, and the Giants are not great.
Wait, the Jets haven't won a game
No.
yet?
The
They're
Jets
fucking
have not
terrible.
won a game,
They're terrible.
which makes me scared as hell.
I'm not.
'Cause if they
This
beat
is
the
a different-
Browns.
Nah, it's a different Browns team. It's a different Browns team. I used to be the same. I honestly, I would agree with Pun. I'd be scared, but this is, you could just see it. It's a different team. They're beating
It
the
is,
teams
yeah.
they're supposed to beat.
Yes.
So, but I think if you compete this week against Tennessee, and even if you lose, you take that into that Pittsburgh and Baltimore game. Like, hey, listen, we hung with Tennessee. They are a playoff football team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You take that into those 2 games against Pittsburgh and Baltimore. Okay, because if you lose this week, you're 8-4. You win the next 2. You're 10-4 with 2 games left.
And
I still think you get in the playoffs if you lose with both the last 2. But
Well,
there's a chance.
we play Tennessee then Baltimore.
We play Tennessee and then Baltimore?
Yeah.
All right, so
Yeah.
even if you go out and lose to Tennessee, you're playing Baltimore at home. You've played good football at home.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You go out and compete with Tennessee. That should give you some confidence saying, hey, listen, we now should be able to compete with Baltimore in a game in our backyard. Because
especially at home.
you did it last year under Freddie Kitchens. You went to Baltimore and you fucking destroyed them.
Yeah.
Oh, they beat Baltimore last year?
Oh, dude, they went to
Yeah.
Baltimore and manhandled them.
Oh.
It was like, what, third game of the season?
Third game of the season. Nobody had picked. They had picked Baltimore by 10 or 12 points.
Mm-hmm.
The Browns went there and hung 48 points on them, 49 points on them.
Damn.
Nick Chubb also had, what, like
And
300 yards
right,
rushing?
that's the thing, is you still have Nick Chubb back. You now have added Kareem Hunt. You've added a better offensive line. Baker Mayfield, I think, has found a little rhythm. And I don't want to hear anybody say, oh, look what he's doing without Odell. That has nothing to do with it.
No.
That you take that out of the equation.
Who was out in that last game against Baltimore? Was anybody out? Was anybody
This
injured?
one? No.
No.
Yeah, both teams were full strength.
Full strength.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, his first game
I
of
just
the
think the
season.
Browns didn't.
Yeah.
The Browns they weren't ready for that.
Yeah.
No.
Now I think
Yeah.
they are. I think they're a different football team. But I think Baker Mayfield is starting to find a little rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you need to do what has been working with him, and just keep that. Let him find the receiver and the rhythm of the offense. And I've said this since day one. That's what he needs to do with Odell Beckham. He needs to find he'll find it. It's just got to be, you find Odell in the rhythm of your offense. If the play is not called for him, don't force it to him.
Yeah.
He's not going to come
Okay.
back in the huddle and be like, Baker, what the fuck?
No.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You find
Yo,
him
what the
in the
fuck you
rhythm.
doing, man?
You find him in the rhythm of the offense. Last week it was Jarvis Landry. He had a good rhythm with. That's where he went.
Mm-hmm.
If Baker last year had great rhythm in the Jets game with Odell Beckham, so that's where he went. If you have the rhythm with the guy, you go to him. If you don't force it. And I think
Right.
that's where a lot of people are getting the misconception of, oh well, he can't do this, he can't do that, and it's Odell's fault. No, you find your player or players in the rhythm of the game. If you force it, that's when you start to see problems.
Right.
But I think he will be fine if he just continues to do what he's been doing. And I think, Kevin Stefanski has done a exceptional job at play calling for plays that fit Baker. He's starting to slowly, very slowly, look like he did in Oklahoma with the play action pass, the rollouts, and that's where he murdered people in college.
Okay.
Granted, he had great weapons, and the Browns got very good receivers. Okay. But
I would go as far as say they have excellent receivers.
They do. I think the Browns got one of the.
Then again, I don't really know
the
much
Browns have got good receivers. If everybody's healthy and they're in the rhythm of the game, they've got very good receivers.
Okay.
But I
They
think
have-
Baker is starting to look a little more like he did at Oklahoma, which Pun nailed on put a thing on a couple weeks. I think the last podcast maybe. That's the kind of Baker Mayfield the Browns need. If he gets back to that status, look out, because he mauled teams in college.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh,
There was nobody more accurate than
No.
him.
Nope.
So how does one lose that and then regain it?
Pressing stuff.
Yes.
He loses it by pressing, trying to do too much.
And he regains it by going with the flow of the game.
Taking a step back, realizing like, hey, every play doesn't have to be a big play.
Right.
There's no rule saying you have to score in one play.
The small plays set up the big ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you have receivers like Jarvis and Odell who aren't your they're top tier receivers, but they're not like Michael Thomas, like DeAndre Hopkins, like those type of receivers who are big, who you could throw the deep ball to because they have the body to go up and get it. Not saying Jarvis and Odell can't, they can, but they're more of the guys where you get them the ball and let them
make the
let them mix
work.
it up and make the play.
For example, I don't know if you remember, we were at Barley House and we were playing the Cowboys.
I do remember that.
And when they handed the ball off to Odell and he freaking literally ran 15 yards back and just ran 50 yards for a touchdown.
I do remember that, actually.
Yeah, him and Jarvis and Odell are the type of receivers. They're top tier, but you want the ball in their hands as quick as you could get it to, because then they have the speed to
and let them work out the rest. That makes sense.
And I just feel like once we got Odell, Baker was like, "Oh man, all right, we're going to have an offense. We're going to go score big plays, all this." And I think last year just got too big for everybody. It was like it was too big too fast.
Yeah.
You had all these fancy new toys.
You don't know,
and you wanted to play with all of them, but only one of them could get the ball at a time. You know what I mean? Like,
you know what? You said it, and that actually makes a lot of sense.
So, and I feel we didn't have nobody to tell Baker, like, look,
chill the fuck out.
We're going to get to that point.
You just can't play with all your toys yet.
Yeah,
but we have to set the toys up. Like,
can't play them all at the same time,
right?
No,
you can't play with a Hot Wheel racetrack if you don't put it together first. Right. You know what I mean? You got to make sure all the pieces work.
The Hot Wheels won't run without the track.
Right? Nope. So I think last year it was just too big, too fast. You had nobody on any level of coaching to be like, hey, we need to pump the brakes and build up to it. And then by the time somebody figured that out, it was just too late.
Yeah.
Oof.
Whereas this year, from the end of last season, you saw it actually happening. Like, hey, we're gonna just get rid of everybody, get new people who are all on the same page, and now because we really don't have a different team.
I was about to say it's the same. It's pretty much the same team, right?
Our defense is way worse. Now that's because we have some injuries.
Yeah, okay. People with injuries and the germ and everything else.
Our offensive line is like one piece better, a couple pieces better, but so we have a different team, but your main pieces are still the same. You have Baker, you have Chubb, you have Hunt, you have Jarvis. You got Hooper. Odell's hurt. But so on offense, you have, besides one person, the same guys.
The same exact team.
But it's different because you have a coach.
They're playing different now.
Yeah, because you have a coach who understands, like, hey, we have all these toys. The best way to get them to work is to just play football.
Yeah, put the batteries in them and let them go.
Yeah. And just play the game of football that you've been playing your whole life, and naturally things will start to work.
All right,
it's not going to happen quick, but when it happens, it's going to be awesome.
Yep. And it seems like that's what's been happening.
Yeah,
slowly, it's starting to happen. And people have to understand that it's going to be a slow process. It can't be, the Browns grinded out the last 3 games and won all 3 of them, and people are like, dude, they're gonna fucking go deep in the playoffs. You can't say that. It's just you have to really step back and be like, listen, this is a slow process, but guess what? It is going in the right direction.
It is.
You're not regressing. You are progressing right now.
Because we've checked steps. Like we've checked. So you've taken care of the teams that you were supposed to beat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we've did that this year.
Right.
Yep.
Because usually, hey, we're supposed to beat that team. We go out and lose. So we did that. Then you had games where, okay, we were winning, but now we're losing. We have to come back and win. Mm-hmm. We've done that this year.
Yep.
There's another check. We've accomplished our first non-losing season since 2006? 7. Because we have 8 wins, so you can't have a losing season. At worst, we'll be 8-8.
Yeah.
So that's another check. So it's like we're actually checking boxes off as opposed to
and it's a process.
Yeah,
and people, and that's the thing. People got to understand that that's a process, and they don't.
No,
they don't.
No.
We lost first game, then won the next two, and we're 2-1, and people are like, dude, we're going to the fucking Super Bowl. No, we're not.
No.
Not even close.
Can we? Maybe.
Doubtful. You
But
ain't beating the fucking Chiefs right now.
It's all steps. You know what I mean? Like it's
Right.
It's all steps. Now, we could check a lot of those boxes off to get there, but you just can't go from not ever having a winning season to all of a sudden
Just
being
being
a Super Bowl
great.
team.
Winning the Super Bowl.
You know what I mean? Like,
It's not going to happen.
could it happen? Yeah, a fluke could happen.
True.
But
Yeah. If there's a year
usually-
for it to happen, it'd be this one.
For sure.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure. Especially with the germ running rampant over there on the NFL, man. Speaking of our next topic, it seems as though people have been getting a little loosey-goosey with the germ over there, man. What's going on in your football league there, Cameroni?
You know, we get Miles back. So, he was out on the Germ.
Was he on germ leave?
Yeah, he had
Yeah.
it.
He full blown had it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So he's back. He was cleared Wednesday. But yeah, I mean, there's more and more people popping up with it. I mean, it's going to happen. You know, it's going to happen. And you know, the Baltimore and Pittsburgh game was moved from
Thanksgiving night.
Thanksgiving night to Sunday, and then from Sunday to Monday, and then
Monday to
from
Tuesday,
fucking
Tuesday to Wednesday.
and it's like, and then last week the Broncos, first time in NFL history.
I feel like I haven't heard anything about the Broncos in years.
Oh well, this is a doozy.
Oh, it's
They had no quarterback on their depth chart.
Yeah.
They had
They
to
all
have
had
a
COVID.
wide receiver.
Oh, they all had the germ.
They were all out with the germ.
Yeah.
what the fuck?
So they had
So the NFL thought, hey, you know what? Fuck it. You guys can play without a quarterback, but we're going to move the Pittsburgh and Baltimore game to 4 different fucking days. Why, I have no idea.
Wait, hold on. So how do you play without a quarterback?
So they had a wide receiver who was a quarterback in college
yeah.
suit up. He was 1 for 9 and threw for 9 yards.
Yeah.
And they got destroyed by the Saints.
I mean,
31-3.
to be fair, it's not like he's out there practicing being a
Oh
quarterback.
no, for sure.
No.
So-
He had never
this is-
taken a professional snap in
Yeah,
his life.
this is not his fault at all.
No.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah. But at least he can say he played quarterback in the
Right?
NFL.
Hey, he got
I mean,
paid.
he's getting paid. So
You
yeah,
think he got a little pay raise for that?
Probably.
A little step up in the
I'd be
cash
like, hey, coach, I know this is not my place, but I am the only quarterback you guys got.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
gonna need a quick 100,000 real quick.
Pump that paycheck up a little bit.
right.
Oh man, bro, could you imagine? You're in the NFL. You trained years to do this, to catch the ball.
Yeah.
Now they're like, yo, we need you to throw it, but for the whole game. Not a quick trick play.
Yeah, right.
Not like a not
like
a one-off.
Not like Odell and Jarvis.
Yeah,
they're doing.
yeah. Nobody's gonna like hand it off to you while you're
No.
running that way and then you pass it.
No,
No, you
you're
gotta
doing
take
that.
the snap. Yeah. We also need you to call some plays too. So while you're out, bro, that's got
crazy.
He had to be nervous as fuck.
So it's just
Like he had to be. There's no way that he wasn't. Good grief.
It
So
was
just
weird.
a wide receiver playing
Yeah.
quarterback. And he played terribly, I'm assuming.
Oh, he did. He was awful.
Yeah.
He knows that, but
Did
I
he
mean,
even look like a quarterback?
He did.
He did.
but
like
it's
if,
like
if you squint your eyes, kind of
when
look like the
you-
real deal.
because like he was a quarterback in college.
Right.
Yeah.
He played quarterback in
But-
college.
When you have so I'm sure like
The-
the mechanics were there obviously.
Right.
But when you're not practicing that every day,
Yeah.
like you said, he's practicing to catch the ball now.
Yeah.
So it's like
It's a whole different
I'd be
mindset.
like, wait, what?
Whole different mindset.
Whole different mind. It's the equivalent of taking a fight with someone,
Yeah.
training for that fight, and then a last minute switch gets made. And then you're like, okay, I've been training to fight
Yeah.
this kickboxer.
for 6 months.
And now I'm fighting this wrestler. You know what I mean? It's a whole different.
Yeah.
He's been training.
You've got 1 day.
Yeah.
One day.
You got a day. Yeah, that's got to be nerve wracking, man. Honestly, I don't think I could do it. God, the honest truth, I don't think that I could pull that.
Oh, hell
off,
no.
To
Crazy.
be completely honest with you, I'm just not the one, man.
So
And
I am
how-
not the one.
How
Yeah,
they
yeah.
explained that situation again?
Yeah,
this isn't me.
I don't know.
This is what the TV told me. They explained it that the NFL was worried with both Baltimore and Pittsburgh of the containment of the germ.
right.
Not that too many people had it, but
them trying to contain it.
Like,
from spreading.
Yeah, they were trying to keep it from spreading.
So they thought maybe, hey, if we move it back fucking one day and then we move it back 2 days, they can get a containment on it.
Mm-hmm.
And,
because people brought that up, like, oh, well, what about the competitive advantage?
Yeah, I was about to say.
Because Baltimore was playing with a Pee Wee team last year or last night.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, they had nobody.
They had
nobody.
They had RG3 as their quarterback.
Yeah.
Okay. And they had second and third stringers out there.
Yeah.
So it's like,
obviously it wasn't a competitive advantage because they would have been like, hey,
right.
Baltimore has nobody.
Pittsburgh's fully loaded.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that.
So I get how they explained it was Denver played because everybody, once they knew who had it, they weren't around nobody else.
Right.
The problem with Baltimore was they didn't know where it started.
Yeah.
Oh.
So they knew a couple guys had it, but they didn't know.
There was no pinpoint.
There was no pinpoint of where it started.
There was no patient zero.
So they didn't know who to contain.
Right.
That's what they said.
Yeah.
I don't know how true it is or not.
But that's what we have.
That's
what we got.
that's what the box told me. So
okay.
So
Okay.
I mean, it's it's just one of those things. It's running, and hopefully it'll settle itself down, and we'll go from there.
And then we'll be able to have some more football that we watch on the box.
Yeah.
Speaking of boxing,
Oh, hold on. I want to throw one more tidbit. One more tidbit about the NFL. They
Cam, you got to warn me, man, because
Yeah.
whenever you slow down like that, I think it's time to move on. Cam was literally like, yeah, so he sounded like Dave Chappelle. Like, I don't know, motherfucker. Sometimes you got to race, man. You got to.
But I wanted to throw it out there that the NFL did make history last Monday night.
they did.
Oh, really?
It was the first all-black referee crew in NFL history.
Wait, really?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the first time that happened?
Yes.
Yeah. Like the whole crew.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro,
The
I
whole
don't know
crew.
why
Yeah.
I thought that it happened before.
Well, here's the thing. And they mentioned it that not as of late, but before, black individuals were not interested in refereeing sporting football, I should say, not sporting events, but there wasn't, you didn't if you go watch previous videos from 20, I would say probably 20 years ago, very few.
Yeah.
Very few. And it's grown.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I could think of some reasons why, but
I can too,
I mean,
but-
20 years ago,
But it's grown, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you see them in all of sports now, and you're starting to see them in more sports than people originally thought that they were in. And it's great.
I wonder if there's any like black hockey referees.
There is.
Sweet.
There is. I've seen them.
We need.
But
that's such a
that
great
was the
thing.
first thing that the NFL did do that last Monday. It was the first time in the history of NFL that it happened, which is awesome.
That's fucking amazing.
It
dude.
is.
Wasn't it?
It's sweet.
Didn't another thing happen in college football? The first time
It's
a female kicker.
Yes, at a Power 5 conference.
Yeah.
it's awesome. But I think it wasn't done for the right reason.
Well, we talked about this before. Like anything positive.
Oh no! Like I said, I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, the reasonings are
But-
probably nefarious.
Mm-hmm.
But if something positive came of it, then it's like, it's kind of like when people film themselves doing good deeds
Yeah.
to the person getting the deed done. Doesn't really matter like why they did it. Me personally, I agree with you. I don't think it was done for the right reasons either.
Yeah. But it's still
The positive thing that comes
Is
from
that it
it
happened.
is that there's girls now looking at her
Yeah.
and they're like, I can do
Yeah.
that. You know what I mean? And somebody's got to be the first, and
Yeah.
it was her.
Mhm.
And I saw people talking trash about like the kick that she made.
Yeah.
And the thing of it is, like, as a avid footballer, not football, like, the way she trains is to put the ball exactly where it needs to be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So the way she kicked it, where that ball landed, that's where she wanted it to land. I'm pretty sure they told her, put it here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like for the layman's out there, in soccer,
Yeah.
you kick the ball
Yeah.
and it's okay.
It
I'm
has to
putting
go.
it right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when she kicked it, I don't think that was a fuck up. She could clearly kick that ball that whole fucking field damn near.
Yeah.
I think she put the ball exactly where they told
Because
her
she was told
to
to.
put. Yeah, where they told her to put the ball. Like we want it right there. Put it there, and she was like, "All right, I got you. You say less. I got this shit." She didn't even look nervous to me.
No,
She's just out there doing her thing.
She
Another
was-
day
she
at the
was-
job.
right?
Looks like she was
Just won a
settled in
freaking
and ready to
championship
go.
the
Yeah.
week before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little something for me to look at now. You know what I'm saying? All my lady friends always talk about they watch football to watch the men in tight pants. Well,
Right.
now,
Zynga.
yep. Hey, a little something for me to glance at a little bit. Be fucked up if I was looking at the wrong person. I was like, damn, she got them yams. They're like, that's Kenneth.
Yo, bro, that's the middle linebacker,
That's
bro.
Kenneth Westerbrook. He just has a ponytail. What the fuck are you looking at? Oh, man. All right, now that we got that covered.
Yeah.
Oh, what is next for our man? The one, the only, Mr. Iron, Mike Tyson.
Hopefully,
Mr. Holyfield.
Mr. Fury
Vander.
or Wilder.
You think wait, you want him to fight Wilder?
I think he destroyed both of them.
You think Tyson would destroy
Yeah.
even Fury?
Yeah.
I feel like Fury's head movement is too good, man.
Dude,
Did you
that's-
see
that's
Tyson?
Mike Tyson.
I mean,
man.
Tyson can
That
look.
dude looked
Here's the
good.
thing. Tyson looked good. Tyson looked good. I definitely think with Tyson's defense. So, okay, to me, Wilder is not a great boxer.
Mhm.
He has obscenely crazy knockout power.
He does.
You know what I mean? Like, he can throw a punch and just lights out people. Like, just, and literally anyone. He can do that to anyone. He did it to Fury the first time they fought. How Fury got up, I don't know. I think he made a pact with the devil. I have no idea. But, like, that dude can lights out damn near anyone. But a lot of his fights, when you watch him, he's on the receiving end of some bullshit, and then he catches them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Fury, on the other hand, Fury is a boxer. He has good movement. He's a damn near super heavyweight, but he's a heavyweight. He kind of moves a bit like a light heavyweight. Man, that's an interesting proposition. I
I'm
think
saying that because Tyson's my favorite boxer ever.
he's mine too. He's mine too. I think it's a good fight. I think he has a better chance of beating Wilder just because Wilder's not really a boxer. I think Tyson's defense would be a little too good for Wilder. I mean, I personally believe that a focused Tyson could beat anybody on the planet. To be
I mean, I
honest
just
with
looked at him between rounds.
He had that,
When he was
had that
waiting,
fire in his eye, man.
waiting, it was like even after the round, like when the bell would ring for the end
Yeah.
of the round, he was mean mugging the fuck out of Roy Jones Jr. all the
Yeah.
time.
That's because he wanted to fight.
Yeah,
And then they were telling them, no knockouts, no
Right?
this, no that. And he's kind of like,
dude, what the fuck I take the fight for?
yeah.
right.
He had
here
been
to
saying the whole
fight.
time. He had
I'm
been
here to
saying the whole
fight.
time, like, when the bell rings,
Yeah,
I'm trying to take him out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whew, yeah, that was, so you think Holyfield's next for him?
I mean,
I don't know.
I wouldn't mind. So, okay, I'm of a weird, I'm kind of torn. So I've seen Holyfield training, right? And he looks good. He doesn't look as good as Tyson has been looking in training. And I know it's just hitting pads.
it is.
But not
But-
even Roy looked as good as Tyson did training. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Tyson wasn't gassed after the fight.
No,
Roy was.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And whew, man, that's an interesting one. Another fight. This would be what, the third?
Yeah.
Because I think Holyfield won the first, and then Tyson got disqualified in the second.
Yeah.
Right in his ear.
Man, I mean, I'd watch it. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, I'm watching any fight Tyson's in.
I'm here for it all day. I'm not sure if they would make that fight yet. I feel like they would have to give Holyfield a fight first. Let him fight somebody, and then they can promote it and build it. Because ring rust, we're talking what, 20-something years?
At
When's
least.
the last time Holyfield fought? Like early 2000s? Maybe? Like, yeah, I don't think it was in the 90s. I think it was like maybe early 2000s. So we're talking, you got something?
It says 2011. Let me actually click on something.
Oh yeah, he competed till 2011.
Yeah.
So 10 years or 9 years, going on 10 years, because by the time that fight would take place, it'd be
10 years.
yeah. So
Yeah.
10 years of ring rust.
Yeah.
Tyson has had a fight recently, so you know what I mean. I think
To be honest, though, that was kind of like a sparring match.
it was, but it's still
It was still more than Holyfield's
it's
done,
still
probably.
so there's a
But-
lot to say for the night of the performance, right? You know, you have the fans, you have the music, you have the lights, you have all these things
Yeah.
that you don't have in training. Granted, there wasn't really any fans, but it's still kind of there. And all of that plays a part, which is part of what made Tyson so dangerous. Is Tyson never got involved in any of that.
Yeah.
He wore black shorts, black shoes, no socks,
Right.
fucking a towel as a robe.
Yeah.
So he was never involved with any of the glitz and glamour, which kind of was what took Deontay Wilder down.
Yeah.
That fucker went out there in like a 102-pound robot suit
Right.
to walk to the ring.
Yeah.
It's like, fam, just get in the ring and box. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So Tyson never got involved in that. So Holyfield hasn't been under the lights 10 years.
For sure.
You know, so he'll have some ring rust. He'll have, you know, he's what, 58?
Mm-hmm.
He's damn near 60. How old is Tyson? Tyson's like what, 50 something? I don't think he's
53.
yeah, I thought he was either 53 or 54, one of the two. So he has, I think Holyfield is older than him. So Tyson definitely has the age.
54.
So he's 54. So Tyson has a 4-year age advantage. You know what I mean? He's not, I don't think he's going to gas as quick. He didn't gas in this one. If they do 2-minute rounds, I think Tyson can hang with damn near anybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He can go out there and go for broke for 2 minutes. Pfft, forget about
He's
it.
knocking somebody out.
Yeah, somebody's going to sleep. Really quick, I want to touch on the Jake Paul. Why the fuck did I forget his name now?
Nate Robinson.
Nate Robinson fight, right?
I will have no input in any of this because I did not see the fights.
Basically, so I know a lot of people, especially from here, are really stoked on that win, and he won. I'm not going to say he didn't win. I will reserve judgment on him until he fights a boxer.
Yeah, for sure.
Right now, he has 2 professional wins against 2 people that aren't boxers.
For sure.
So I think the next fight for him, first of all, he needs to stop calling for these people with way more experience than him. These people will sleep him and sweep him under the rug.
In a way, though, even if he loses, I kind of respect that.
Here's the thing. I do and
Not
I
that
don't.
I'm like sticking up for the dude.
I do and I don't because
But-
to me it's disrespectful.
Okay.
There's a process. So you have a road to take, right? Conor McGregor didn't call out Mayweather until Conor McGregor had already paid his dues. He
True.
took fights. He
Yeah.
fought those fights. He made a name. He didn't just come in already rich and famous and just start calling out. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, for sure.
Plus, Conor fought fighters. Conor fought, at a point, when it got to a point, Conor fought some of the best in the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously, coming up, he fought some people that were beneath his talent level, but then he got to the point to where he's fighting people. I mean, shit, he beat Aldo. Aldo's probably one of the best 55ers, or was that 45? One of the best 45ers to ever walk the planet.
Yeah.
So, as far as Jake, I'll respect what he accomplishes when he fights another boxer. Even if it's a losing boxer, even if he fights a boxer that's 0-2,
Yeah,
he's still fighting a boxer.
for sure.
Boxing is the sweet science. You know what I mean? You don't just, he's been training boxing, right?
Yeah.
He's had, is it 4 fights total? I think he had 2 amateur and 2 professional. None of which he fought any boxers, but he's been training boxing. Nate Robinson trained for a few weeks to box somebody who's been boxing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's the equivalent of, I mean, you saw the type of situation that it was when Conor McGregor fought Mayweather, right? Conor McGregor trained for weeks in boxing to box a boxer, a lifelong boxer. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people will say, well, he hung with him for this amount of time. No, he didn't.
No, he didn't. He hung with him because Floyd let you hang with him.
There's a lot of MMA guys that say that too, and I'm like, y'all may like this guy, and you want to give him credit because MMA is your sport, and MMA is my sport. But at the end of the day, boxing is fucking difficult. It's hard. Like, I tried it and got my ass whooped. You know what I mean? And I've been fighting since I was a kid.
Yeah.
He didn't hang. Floyd fought. Floyd was like, I'm going to come forward the whole fight. Like, I'm not going to back up. I'm not going to dodge. I'm going to come forward the whole fight. And he pretty much carried the fight until it was time to put him away.
Yeah.
Now, do I see the same thing happening with Jake? I don't know. The dude has power in his hands. Then again, he's hitting people that don't box. You know what I mean?
Yep.
He's hitting people that don't know how to roll with punches.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, Bruce Lee said when he did like the 1-inch punch, he would knock people backwards. Somebody was like, well, what if somebody was in an actual fighting stance? And Bruce Lee said, well, you won't get knocked back, but it's going to hurt a lot worse.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you're boxing somebody that doesn't know how to box, doesn't know how to roll with punches, when you hit them, you're hitting them flush. Of course, Nate Robinson went to sleep. He didn't know how to roll with a fucking punch.
Right.
If you roll with that punch, you might not go to sleep. You might, but you're less likely to go to sleep rolling with a punch than you are if you just take a punch flush on the fucking skull. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So I would like to see the dude. I don't want to see the dude quit. I would like to see him fight somebody who is actually a boxer. You know, he talks a lot about boxing, but he hasn't fought any boxers. Yeah. So that's what I would like to see. The first punch Nate Robinson threw, he did. I remember when Julian used to train with me. I used to call him Twinkle Toes. Because when he would punch, he would like lift his feet up off the ground. Yeah, Nate Robinson did that, and I was like, "Oh, this is done. Yeah. this is it's a wrap. It's curtains for that shit." Yeah, so I'll reserve judgment on him until I see him fight an actual boxer.
I didn't even have any judgment for him.
Yeah. I mean, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. Also, a really quick thing. There was a debate going on whether because he's from Westlake, and somebody posted. I'm not gonna say their name, but somebody posted, you know, Nate Robinson got knocked out from a kid from Cleveland and blah blah. And somebody else, I think 1079 posted, you spelled Westlake wrong.
Yeah,
and then the person was like, oh, so we're not gonna say Westlake is Cleveland. What about Shaker? And they named all these other cities. Yeah. My rebuttal to that is listen, you don't claim those cities when they're fucking overdosing on heroin. Right. You don't claim them when they're
acting a knucklehead.
Yeah. When
categorize them as Cleveland.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Cleveland doesn't claim Westlake, Bay Village when they're doing all this negative shit. Yeah. Right. So then when somebody from there does something like this, don't claim them then. Keep the same energy. You know what I mean? Right. Like if it's okay, if Westlake is Cleveland, all right, next time there's another because Westlake has been going crazy with these heroin overdoses and shit. Oh yeah! So next time there's an overdose out there, you got to be like, yo, this is on Cleveland. Yeah. You know what I mean? But me personally,
it's a suburb of Cleveland. Yeah, but it's its own city.
Yeah, it's its own thing.
That's the thing. Like if he was from West Park, that's different.
That makes sense
because West Park is a is a neighborhood
of Cleveland.
In Cleveland. Yeah, West Park doesn't have its own mayor, its own city hall.
Right.
So to me, yes, I know Shaker, Cleveland Heights, like they're part of the Cleveland area, but they're not Cleveland.
Yeah, Cleveland Heights at least has Cleveland in the name.
They're their own cities. They have their own mayors, their own officials,
they do their own
city
thing.
halls.
So yeah, he's not from
Cleveland.
As far as I'm concerned, he's not from Cleveland. He's from Westlake. Yeah. But he did what he did. He did what he did. He knocked out a basketball player, and that's okay. You know what I'm saying?
Ron Artest.
So did Ron Artest.
Yeah. I'll be honest.
That's the fight I want to see.
I'll be honest. I feel like
Ron Artest
anyone that trained any boxing at all could have went in there and knocked out Nate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Anybody with any type of training. But
you may have got lucky and you could have been you wouldn't even had to be a boxer and you could have maybe knocked out Nate Robinson.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? So you didn't accomplish nothing.
Especially the way he was throwing those punches. I was like, yeah, this is a wrap.
Like, I don't.
And to his credit, Jake Paul looks good.
No, he
looks like a boxer. You know what I'm saying? He looks good.
He looks the part.
He's in shape. Yeah. You could tell that he's training.
He's got some mechanics.
Yeah, he doesn't look like somebody that doesn't know, at the very least, the basics of boxing. I'm not going to go as far as to say that he knows like all the ins and outs and the intricacies, but the dude looks like he trains. Yeah, he looks like he trains on the regular. He doesn't look like a YouTuber out there play boxing. His brother 100% looked like a YouTuber play boxing
for sure.
He might look better now, but the last time I saw him fight, he didn't look great.
Yeah, he didn't.
Now Jake, at least he looks like he's training to box. He looks like an up and coming boxer. So I'll be curious to see how he looks against somebody who actually boxes, somebody who has head movement, somebody who knows how to throw punches.
For sure.
The two people that he's fought aren't, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, here's the thing, and this is a funny thing. This is the last thing I'm going to say about it. A lot of people that I know, the ones that are singing Jake's accolades are the same ones that were saying that Mayweather's last fight doesn't count because it wasn't against a boxer.
Exactly.
And I'm like, okay, keep that same energy, fam.
Yep.
You said Mayweather's doesn't count. You're not counting it. To this day, they still don't count it.
Yeah.
But then they count this. And I'm like, he hasn't fought a boxer yet. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
This was my thing about it. even Jake, that's the one that fought, right?
Yeah.
Again, he looked the part.
Mm-hmm.
You could tell he's at least trained it.
Right.
I still thought I was watching a fight between two people I threw out of shooters.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
You know what I mean? Like
it didn't seem like a boxing match.
And I usually don't do this, but I had more fun because like we talked about like somebody's failures, how like, ridiculousness and all those shows. And it was like, I'm not even gonna lie, like the memes that came from that fight.
Oh yeah.
Were kind of entertaining.
Yeah, they were harsh, but entertaining. I did look at him. I mean, I got respect for Nate. He stepped in there.
Oh, right. Hell yeah.
That in and of itself is a big deal. But yeah, it's oof, man. He caught a bad one. Yeah,
he did.
Sleep. That was wow.
And then you have like,
I mean, he ain't sweating it. That dude's a millionaire.
Right?
He don't give
like,
that dude's a millionaire with
he
like,
don't give a fuck
with like 2 TV shows.
Right.
I'll be honest. I have a feeling this might light a bug under him, and he might start training and might take some more fights.
I mean, hey,
I could see him fighting MMA. To be honest with you, he looks like a fucking wrestler.
I could see him doing that more than boxing.
Honestly, I'll say this: if Nate Robinson gets the same amount of training as Jake, same amount, like he has a couple of fights, same amount of training. I think it's a different fight. I think Nate Robinson's fast twitch muscles, those things are still firing on all cylinders, man. And he is a natural he's a super athlete. He's one of those people that's a super athlete. You give him the training, I think that dude can beat damn near anybody in his weight class. Yeah, I say this all the time. Like, I always tell people keep the same energy. I'm keeping the same energy. Nate Robinson is a super athlete. You give him the proper training, I think he can damn near beat anyone that's in his weight class. I definitely think he could beat a Jake Paul if you give him the proper training. Give that dude, because Jake Paul's been training for what? Like 2 years, 3 years? His first fight was like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So you got 2-3 years of training over somebody who started training
last week.
Yeah, when you brought it up.
Yeah.
Maybe a month ago.
A month.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you give Nate Robinson the proper training. I mean, I think that dude can learn anything that he wants to learn how to do, he's going to do. You know what I mean? He's going to learn how to do. So, I mean, shit, he went to Tony Hawk's house and learned how to drop in on a skateboard. Like first time ever. Yeah. He didn't do it the first time, but he learned it like really quick. I fucking couldn't drop in for like months. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, let's get to these NBA trades that's going on, man. There's some shit getting mixed up right now, man. I don't think we're even going to have the same teams around this coming season that we did the season we're leaving. And you would think that people would be like, let's kind of, didn't really have a season. Let's kind of chill and see what happens. But nah, they've been doing like some big shit. Like I know my hometown, the Wizards, the Wiz, they got didn't they get was it Russell?
Yeah.
They got fucking Westbrook, fam.
Right?
What? Who would have thought that? Now, what the hell's going on with that, Cam? Because since you're the one that I only know about that, but you're the one that knows. You guys are the sports people. Well, with
that one, I feel, I don't know. At least in my opinion, it looked like, hey,
are you all right over there, Cam?
Oh,
it was almost like both teams were like, hey, we have a max player with a bad contract. Houston was like, we have a bad player with a max contract. Well, we have a player with a max contract.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a bad contract. And they're like, hey, you just want to swap them? That's pretty much what it was.
Is that allowed? Like, are you allowed to do that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They made a trade. Yeah. So, I mean, that's pretty much what it was. But the thing is, it might work for both teams.
It might work.
Really?
That might be an issue, a scenario where both teams benefit from that trade.
Yeah. Because clearly Russell Westbrook and James Harden didn't work.
Oh, really? They didn't really gel together too much?
No. After this past season, despite everything that went on, you can tell what made those two guys good together was KD.
It was Kevin Durant when they were all.
So the three of them,
three
of them together was what made them good.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, were they all together in Oklahoma?
Yeah.
Oh,
now James Harden left, and Russell Westbrook and KD were still
there
superstars, but that's because they were two different players.
Mm-hmm.
Russell Westbrook and James Harden are the exact same player. They both need the ball, and they both shoot from wherever on the court.
Yeah. So they're both shooters.
Yeah, so it's like that's not going to work. It worked a little bit in the regular season, but in the playoffs, that's not going to work. You need different players. And with John Wall, that him and Beal worked, but I think that just ran its course.
Yeah.
So it was time for a change.
So Wall is in
Houston.
Yeah. Westbrook is in DC.
Yep.
Didn't some other things happen too? Didn't what's his name? JaVale McGee? Isn't he in Cleveland now?
He's in Cleveland.
He's in Cleveland.
And
which I don't know for how long.
Tristan
Thompson is
is in Boston.
Yeah.
Gordon Hayward went to the Hornets.
Yeah.
Gee.
Which could be interesting.
So there's been a whole they just been mixing up everything, huh?
Yeah,
the Lakers have gotten.
They're gonna run it back. And I don't want to hear this. Clipper Nate. Fuck
the Clippers.
Y'all motherfuckers are like, oh, we got Kawhi, we're winning a title. Negative.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. The reason the Raptors won the title that year, their whole core was still there. They brought Kawhi in. Yeah. All that did was make them better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay? They didn't go away from their game plan. Kawhi played into their game plan.
Yeah.
Got you.
He went to the Clippers, and they thought, well, we have Kawhi. We're going to win it all. Not the case. Okay? That's not the team the Clippers are. That's why it worked for Toronto.
If you put Kawhi on the Clippers team with DeAndre Jordan, Blake Griffin, you may have had something.
There's a different story.
Okay.
But that's not the Clipper team that Kawhi went to.
They have.
Yeah.
Just like people were like, oh, well, if you take LeBron and put him on the Clippers team from last year, Clippers win the title. Period. End of fucking story. Without AD? Yes.
True,
without Anthony Davis, if you take LeBron James, you switch Kawhi Leonard and LeBron James, the Clippers won the title last year.
Mm-hmm.
Hands down, end of story.
I feel like you put LeBron on damn near any team and it automatically.
No.
Well, I'm saying, let me finish my thought, man. It automatically elevates them at least to see. Y'all thought I was gonna say some other shit.
Not to the playoffs.
No, but it automatically
them
elevates them to a much better standing than what they were before.
Right, 100%.
But that's what any player should do.
Should.
But
on his
I feel like not a lot of the players necessarily do that because I've heard of from you guys players going to teams and then it not really working out or it just not,
See, because what the Lakers did is I think what the Cavs wanted to try and do years ago when they had LeBron. So the Lakers went out and they got younger and they got guys who are hungry.
Okay.
Whereas the Cavs, they knew, I think at the point they knew, LeBron came back. We're only going to have for a couple years. And we need to go out and get guys who are experienced, who've been in the playoffs before. And you saw them went out and kind of get some older guys.
Yeah.
Whereas now, the Lakers went out, they got young guys. Yeah. Young guys who are hungry. And they, LeBron's a veteran. Okay. They got Marc Gasol, who is a veteran, very good one.
AD's still a veteran.
Anthony Davis, which is crazy to say because he's still young, but he's been in the league for so many years that you can almost consider him a veteran.
How old is he?
28.
Oh, that's it? Oh.
Yeah. But he's been in the league for, 10 years, 9 years?
Yeah.
Because he came in 1 year out of college.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So he's been in the league for damn near 10 years. I mean, that's a vet.
Yeah.
To me, that's a vet.
That's a veteran. Yeah.
Now you throw in some of these young guys.
Montrezl
Harrell, who was a beast for the Clippers. Oh. You know what I'm saying? You throw in some of these young guys that they acquired, and that they still have from last year's team. And, yes, they lost Rondo, which I think
that could hurt at first.
They'll get past that.
They will.
Yeah. Did Rondo go to somewhere else or did he retire?
I think he retired.
If I'm not mistaken, I don't think he went anywhere.
Yeah, he just kind of was like, I'm good.
I mean, they got rid of him. Danny Green left.
Where did Danny Green go?
He might have retired too.
Did he? I thought Danny Green was relatively young.
No, he's been in the league 13, 14 years.
Oh, I'm sorry. Rajon Rondo.
Where'd he go?
To the Hawks?
Yes, he did go to the Hawks.
Yeah.
Oh, so
he went to the Hawks.
Young.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about Danny Green? Where did Danny Green go?
I think Danny Green might have called it quits.
I mean, I hope.
But, I'm saying like the Lakers got younger. The Clippers thought, we'll go out and get Paul George. We'll be fine. That's not the case because here's the thing.
Oh, Oklahoma City Thunder.
There you go.
Danny Green went to Oklahoma City. Retired. Yeah.
Because I think, okay, you got the Lakers out in the West. You've got the Mavs, okay, with who they have.
Nuggets.
You've got the Nuggets,
Portland.
who proved last year.
Mm-hmm.
And, Portland's not getting any respect. And, I mean, that's not smart
It's not.
to do.
Okay.
But, keep disrespecting Portland. They'll prove you wrong like they have years past.
Mm-hmm.
And then me personally, I think those are your top four. Right under them, fighting for four, is Phoenix. Phoenix got Chris Paul.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Phoenix got Chris Paul. And with the team they had last year, if they play any bit like they did in the bubble this season, dude, they're going to be in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to be one of those teams you probably don't want to play in the playoffs. Because if they catch a little rhythm, they could beat you in a 4-game series.
Right. Let me ask you.
5-game series.
I'm sorry. They could beat you. Yeah. 5 games.
5 games, 4 games,
Whatever.
They can beat you in a series.
Well, 4 games. What happens if it's tied?
Doesn't matter.
2-2.
Doesn't matter. You flip a coin.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah? That's what we're doing
That's
now?
what we're doing
All
now.
right.
That's what it does. But yeah, I mean,
flip a coin. You play 2K. See what, speaking of, did y'all hear that the All-Star game is going to be on 2K?
Is it really?
So what they're doing, apparently what they're doing is they're having the players play 2K in lieu of having an All-Star game
this year.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
It
Yeah, because
is.
there was word that this year's All-Star game was, or actually not word, but I believe is canceled.
Yeah.
And then next year's is still up in limbo.
Well, I guess they're still doing an All-Star game, but they're doing it on 2K. So it'll be they're saying it's going to be the biggest MLG Major League Gaming, the biggest MLG event like
Ever.
This would be huge. This is huge.
That'd be interesting to see.
That's good. I guess.
The only thing I'm questioning is I wonder if in 2K I believe each player can play their position.
Yeah.
Because you can do like 5-on-5.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be interesting to see.
That'd be
It's going to be a shit show.
fascinating.
It will be a shit
gonna be a
show.
shit show.
Unless they practice.
These dudes argue over the ball in real life.
You're right. You're right.
Think
It'll
about
be
it.
interesting
Think about
to
it.
see.
Think about it.
It's just going to be dunks and like. So here's what I'm
Oh
wondering.
no! You know what's
Yeah,
going
but
to be?
I mean, here's the thing. It's an All-Star game. That's just fun and games
It's
anyway.
going to be one person. So like, say like LeBron's controlled guy. Hey, it's my turn to get the ball.
Yeah.
He's going to go run down for dunk it. And then the next turn, it's going to be like Russell Westbrook or
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
Like,
wonder if they're going to like. What would be interesting is if they have 5-on-5, but they also have like a coach being like, listen, do this, do that. I personally think it's I think it's pretty interesting.
I mean,
It'll be fun to see.
Yeah, I think it'd be interesting. In lieu of not having a game at all, I'll take this.
I mean, they barely don't have a game anyway.
I know. But since I'm a gamer, like
No,
I'm really
yeah.
curious to
For the
see
gaming community.
when the
Oh, yeah, it's
situation
gonna be-
first started, I was seeing 2K on ESPN.
Yeah.
I was like, what? I remember I was actually at Barley outside on when you were allowed to do outside stuff and the TV's out there. I'm sitting there talking to somebody and the game's on, right? And I'm like, okay. And then out of the corner of my eye, like I start seeing stuff that is very specific to the game. And I'm like, oh, that's weird. Like, but I see an ESPN logo and I'm like, oh, that's weird, man. They're starting to use like graphics from the video game in the NBA. And then I'm looking and I'm like, wait a minute, this is the fucking game.
Because each team had, or they do, each team has a 2K team.
Yeah.
So there's a league.
Yeah,
But it's only one
I knew about
person
that.
controlling it.
Yeah, I knew
Yeah.
about that. I just
Yeah.
didn't know that they were putting it
Yeah.
on ESPN in lieu of the games being played.
Yeah.
Like I literally thought I was just watching. Granted, I wasn't staring at it.
No,
but
yeah,
I was like, I just thought I was watching a basketball game.
Yeah.
And then I was like, man, they're starting to use. I know what it was, the camera angles. I'm like, they're starting to use 2K camera angles on this. And then I look and I was like, wait, this is the fucking game.
Yeah.
And then I thought somebody was like inside playing the game and they were just like projecting it to all the TVs. I'm like, is somebody playing? They're like, no, this is on ESPN. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, so these motherfuckers got 2K on ESPN. It's a great time to be a gamer, man.
That's fun.
Oh, man. Gentlemen.
Yeah.
Great show today, guys. Great show. I'm missing something. Hey-oh! Oh, man. Thank you to everyone that tuned in on this late night Two Endangered Mammals Sports Cast, the #1 sports show in my duplex. I have been your semi-host, Mr. Tiger Adinaldo.
You are the host.
You know, I just make it do what it do, man. But the real MVPs over here, my voice cracked again. The real MVPs, Mr. Pun Fu Panda and Mr. Cameroni DePrinzio. Mr. Pun.
Yes.
Why don't you tell these people how they can get in touch with you, good sir?
On Instagram and Snapchat at Pun Fu Panda, and on Facebook, Pun Capacity.
And Mr. Cameroni DePrinzio, how can they reach you?
On the gram, Cam61916, and on Twitter, BuckSky14.
And if you want to reach me, you can catch me at Tiger39. That's THAIGER 39. Across all social media platforms, no matter what they are, far and wide. Anywhere that the media is of the social variety.
And there's a handle.
You can find me at Tiger39. You can even catch me at Tiger39.com.
You can.
If you want to send some notes in for a future show, or maybe even be on a show, you can reach me at Tiger39@gmail.com. Or just go to Tiger39.com. Hit the contact me button. Don't send me any spam, unless it's porn. We have been the Two Endangered Mammals, +1. This has been the Sports Show, and we are signing out.
Peace.
Peace.